something that we still have fun with, even though it's a pretty serious issue. And, you know, part of the history of Trinidad and Tobago, part of the history of the carnival as well, Kambule. And you know, there's so many people that just wait for the Canboulay reenactment. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be tonight and tomorrow, actually, kind of thing, going to be happening, Kambule. And it really does draw a crowd, even up to now, it does. And it should. It's, like I said, part of our history, part of who we are as Trinbagonians. To tell us more about it, and I ain't going to introduce you like that. We know what we're talking about. But Attillah Springer, thank you so much for being here with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Such a pleasure. Canboulay reenactment this year, 2017. We're almost on the heels of it.
Yeah. I mean, we had our tech rehearsal last night on the street. Sorry for anybody who was caught in the traffic as we blocked the road a little bit on Piccadilly Greens, just setting the space and getting ready to occupy that space, you know. Kambule for us is an important ritual. It's an important part of the beginning of the carnival, and capturing that energy and that spirit of why we have what we have today. It's really crucial for us to do that ritual right. And so it's not just about a play, it's about a sacred moment in our journey, in our cultural journey. And that's what we try to capture on Friday, Carnival Friday morning. And lots of people have come to look forward to this moment as, you know, like a key moment in the start of the carnival, to start your carnival right. You know, many times we talk about carnival being frivolous and too much bikini and bees and this and that and the next, but you know, on that Kambule morning, our call time is 2 a.m. and already when we get there are already people sitting in the stands waiting, just waiting patiently for the 2 hours or however, you know, for Kambule to start. And you know, that energy is so it's so beautiful to see, particularly because of the perceptions of East Dry River, the perceptions of that community. But you know, it's a completely safe morning. Everybody gathers there, and the community is as much part of the production as, you know, the cast. Yeah. And we have an amazing cast. We have Mohammed Muakil, Keon Francis, Ken Alexis, Brennan Lakai, you know, and yourself? Dara Healy. I'm not actually on stage.
She's just directing.
No. I'm just the in the background, cheering on the rest of the members of the Attillah group, headed by Attillah Springer, who's my mom, who's written this pageant production to capture that moment. The play is actually dedicated to Hollis Liverpool, the mighty Chokdas, who has done some of the most groundbreaking work on African retentions in the carnival space and the resistance that was put up from the Africans from the post-emancipation period. And that time in the 19th century when those ex-enslaved people tried to carve a space for themselves in the society. And so it's a very important time for us to capture.
Well, I want you to talk a little bit more about that, because, you know, it is looked at, Kambule that is, as the start of the carnival celebrations. You know, people look forward to that Friday morning, and we know when we see Kambule, Carnival is starting. Carnival starts, so we could go now.
And I mean, you know, that's important, because Kambule really is about that Juve process, right? So Juve is what starts the carnival, and Kambule represents or reflects on something that happened a Juve morning in 1881, right? And it's important to remember that, of course, Kambule in its original sense was something that was celebrated at Emancipation time. So it was first celebrated on August the 1st, and then it was moved, you know, for lots of reasons by the colonial authorities to Carnival Monday morning. And you know, the importance of us remembering that the Jamet Carnival, so the carnival of the working classes, the carnival of the urban poor, that was the most inclusive carnival. It was also the carnival where you saw all of our traditional masking forms emerging. And those traditional masking forms, you know, at the time they were considered to be, you know, just like the obscene, savage expressions of people who, you know, have no culture and that kind of thing. But now that we do the research, now that I've traveled to Nigeria and seen Nigeria, Ghana, all over West Africa, and seen that these masking traditions like Moko Jambi, the Midnight Robber, they have serious, long-standing history in West African masking tradition. And so, you know, it's an important moment for us to celebrate and say, wow, look at what we were able to hold on to within that space. And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, Juve morning. Juve morning is such a crucial time, you know, and people don't really understand why they love Juve morning so much. And it's because it's a celebration of freedom. It is because it is that time when people claimed the road for themselves in a society that was so divided. You know, and you know, you have the play starts with the governor's ball to make that juxtaposition. So you have this exclusive behind the ropes situation going on in the governor's ball, and then you have the road, which is for everybody. And sometimes the people from the governor's ball used to come down and be in the Jamet Carnival as well, because it was a space of inclusion and a space for everybody to wash their foot and jump in.
Tell us a little bit about the history in relation to Kambule, though. Because many people may not know, and I'm trying to use this morning to be sort of an educational sort of something. You know, we've got the traditional mask coming back. There's a special segment for it on Carnival Monday, which is so fantastic. Tomorrow, the children are going to be on the streets of Port Spain in traditional costumes that they created themselves. So tell us a little bit about the history for people who may not know about Canboulay, the riots, and what happened and what took place.
So in 1878, there was a new police commissioner who was appointed, and he was named Captain John Baker. And, you know, he didn't like Carnival. He didn't like the Jamets at all. He was not fond of the Jamet Carnival. And, you know, so in 1880, they sort of beat up a lot of stick fighters and that kind of thing. And what happened in 1881 was that all of the rival communities, Kobo Town, Denham Town, behind the bridge, you know, Yoruba village, wherever, all of them came together. They put all their differences aside under a guy called Joe Talmaner, who is mentioned in that Bushead song that Bungie and Marshall sing. And it's interesting that they've now, you know, it's so it also continues in that tradition of, you know, putting aside their differences and coming together to do something together for your society and for your community. And so, you know, in 1881, all of these communities came together and fought against the police who were trying to take away their carnival. And that's an important thing for us to remember. That, you know, when we say that we are lackadaisical and we're not interested in anything, you know, we have to remember that we fought for our right to claim beauty and to claim our space.
And I wanted to let everybody know she threatened my bus head this morning when she came on to the SATA, because I said, okay, we're going to be talking this day. Yeah, I have a bus head for you.
I was in fight last night until late. And
so
some of my friends got serious bus heads. So, you know, I'm still in that energy.
That's fine. It's all part of the carnival season. Attillah, thank you so much for coming to tell us about Kambule.
And I hope that I see you at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning on the Greens, Piccadilly Greens.
I'll be watching it on TV if nothing else.